Ever wondered why the trucking industry is so fragmented and chaotic? This industry, vital to the global economy, is a web of complexities and contradictions. With minimal barriers to entry, it's an appealing gateway for those seeking to earn a living or even start their own businesses, but this accessibility also paves the way for extreme boom and bust cycles that leave the industry in a constant state of flux. The recent COVID-19 pandemic has only amplified these issues, triggering lockdowns, supply chain disruptions, and economic shocks. High turnover rates are prevalent as drivers continuously seek better paying opportunities. Competition is fierce, with thousands of trucking companies vying for contracts and drivers, contributing to the industry's fragmentation and chaos. These challenges are daunting, but they are not insurmountable. To understand their origins and potential solutions, we need to delve into the history of the trucking industry. So, let's dive deep into the history of the trucking industry to understand the roots of these challenges. The trucking industry has a rich history dating back to the mid-20th century. The wheels of this industry started to turn, quite literally, around the time when our grandfathers were young, vibrant individuals. Trucks, hauling goods over long distances, began to become a common sight on the roadways of America. These early years of trucking were characterized by strict regulations and barriers to entry. However, this was to change dramatically in the late 1970s. The story of the trucking industry took a sharp turn when the winds of deregulation blew across the country. In an era marked by a push for economic liberalization, the trucking industry was not left untouched. The government loosened its grip and the barriers that once stood tall began to crumble. This deregulation wave opened the floodgates for individuals to enter the industry. With little more than a commercial driver's license and a truck, anyone could now start their own trucking business. The impact of this deregulation was profound. The industry, which was once a playground for a select few, was now a field open to all. This influx of new entrants ignited a fierce competition. Businesses vied for contracts and drivers, each trying to outdo the other. The industry was no longer a calm sea but a turbulent ocean with waves of competition crashing against each other. However, with this increased competition came decreased stability. The trucking industry started to experience extreme boom and bust cycles. When times were good, they were really good, but when they were bad, they were catastrophic. The industry became a high-risk, high-reward game, attracting those willing to brave the stormy seas for the potential of striking gold. With these new entrants, the industry became more competitive and less stable, laying the groundwork for the fragmentation we see today. The trucking industry transformed from a regulated, stable industry to a fragmented, chaotic marketplace. And it's within this chaos that the story of the modern trucking industry unfolds. Scene script. Fast forward to the present day, and the trucking industry is a behemoth, but a fragmented one. At the heart of the American economy, trucking is an industry that rakes in a whopping $800 billion each year. Yet, this colossal industry is incredibly divided. It's an industry where barriers to entry are low, making it appealing to many. All you need is a commercial driver's license, a truck, and you're in business. This ease of entry has led to an industry filled with thousands of small, independent operators, each vying for their piece of the pie. This fragmentation isn't without its downsides. The industry is subject to extreme boom and bust cycles, with many operators living on the edge, always one bad contract away from going under. The COVID-19 pandemic has only heightened these challenges, with lockdowns and supply chain disruptions adding further instability. The trucking industry also grapples with a high turnover rate. Drivers are in constant demand, with companies always on the lookout for those who can deliver their goods on time. Yet, the life of a trucker isn't always a bed of roses. Long periods away from home, tough conditions on the road, and the relentless pressure to deliver can take a toll. This high turnover rate is further fueled by fierce competition among companies for both contracts and drivers. It's not uncommon for a trucker to switch jobs multiple times in a year, always on the hunt for the company that offers the best pay or conditions. This intense competition, coupled with the industry's inherent fragmentation, creates a chaotic environment. Companies are constantly jostling for position, undercutting each other on contracts, and trying to lure drivers with promises of better pay or conditions. The result is an industry that's always in flux, always on the move, just like the trucks that keep it running. It's an industry that's as complex as it is vital, a crucial cog in the machinery of the American economy. This intense competition and high turnover rate create a chaotic environment that's difficult to navigate. As we look towards the future, technological advancements might just be the game changer. The trucking industry, in its current state, is a fragmented labyrinth of independent operators, each vying for contracts and drivers. But what if technology could change all that? Imagine a world where self-driving trucks rule the roads. Autonomous vehicles have been a hot topic for quite some time now, and their potential impact on the trucking industry is substantial. These self-driving behemoths could drastically reduce the need for human drivers, in turn reducing the turnover rate that currently plagues the industry. But it's not just about replacing human drivers. Technological advancements could also bring about improved efficiency in operations, reducing the number of trucks needed on the road and the frequency of their journeys. This could potentially lead to a significant reduction in operating costs and an increase in profits. Moreover, technology could also play a pivotal role in consolidation. The integration of digital platforms could facilitate a more streamlined process for securing contracts, thereby reducing the fierce competition that currently exists. With improved visibility and transparency, it might become easier for large trucking companies to acquire smaller ones, potentially leading to a more consolidated industry. However, it's not all smooth sailing. The introduction of self-driving trucks and other technological advancements will undoubtedly bring about its own set of challenges. Regulations will need to be updated, infrastructure will need to be improved, and there will be a significant learning curve for those within the industry. Furthermore, the potential reduction in the need for human drivers could lead to job losses, which could have significant socio-economic implications. It's a delicate balance that needs to be struck between technological advancement and human livelihood. These changes could drastically reshape the industry, potentially reducing fragmentation and chaos. But as with any major shift, it will not be without its trials and tribulations. The future of the trucking industry is indeed a fascinating one, and only time will tell how it will all play out. Despite its challenges, the trucking industry plays a crucial role in the global economy, encompassing the freight industry, which represents 12% of the worldwide economy and influencing 40% of the global economic activities in some way. Trucking is an indispensable part of the vast international supply chain and logistics industry. It literally moves the world, transporting goods across continents and countries, connecting industries, businesses, and consumers. The trucking industry's fragmentation, however, becomes more evident when compared to its maritime counterpart. The top 10 shipping carriers command a staggering 85% of the maritime shipping capacity, reflecting a level of consolidation rarely seen in trucking. The top 10 trucking companies, on the other hand, account for a mere 12% of the total trucking capacity. This disparity highlights the decentralized nature of the industry, with the largest asset-based trucking company in the United States, Knight-Swift, generating revenues of $4.7 billion in 2020, a fraction of the industry's total estimated worth of $800 billion. This industry's fragmentation stems from its low barriers to entry. While building a single maritime container ship can cost tens or even hundreds of millions of dollars and take years to finish, a new truck can be bought for $150,000 to $200,000, making it an accessible business venture for many. Despite its chaotic nature, the trucking industry continues to be a critical part of the global economy. It's the linchpin connecting producers and consumers, cities and countries, and even continents. It ensures the smooth flow of goods and services, powering commerce and facilitating international trade. As the world continues to globalize and economies become more interconnected, the role of the trucking industry is set to become even more significant. Though fragmented and chaotic, the trucking industry remains a vital cog in the global economic machine. So, why is the trucking industry so fragmented and chaotic? Well, the answer lies in several key factors we've discussed. The incredibly low barriers to entry, requiring little more than a commercial driver's license and a truck, make it an appealing choice for many. This, however, also leads to intense competition and a high turnover rate, with drivers constantly on the hunt for better pay. The industry is also subject to extreme boom and bust cycles, with external factors like pandemics and economic shifts causing further disruptions. This constant state of flux makes it challenging for companies to consolidate and establish stability. Moreover, the trucking industry's role in the global economy, moving goods all around the planet, adds another layer of complexity and unpredictability. As we move forward, only time will tell how the industry will evolve and whether these challenges can be overcome.